1 lap of qualifying. You don't even get practice. They just drop the rag on qualifying. When you go on the racetrack, you are qualifying.
Wow.
So don't even waste your time thinking qualifying is going to tell you anything. In the spring, the Fords, what were they? Front 9, right, Professor? Top 9 were Fords.
First 8.
So we're going to the high banks. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Professor. Fire us through the projection model. What's the predictor say?
The predictor says William Byron first, Chase Elliott second, Ryan Blaney third. I think those could be interchangeable. They're so close. And then Truex and Denny Hamlin round out the top 5. And then Chastain, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Harvick, Logano. All these guys are real close all through there as well. Like this, we don't have a lot of history there.
Producer Trav is wiggling the cursor over the big. Okay, so of everybody you just said, let me give you the odds, Professor, because there's one that jumps out, offsetting of the projecting model. Busch favorite 10-1, Elliott 11-1, Blaney 12, Logano 14, Byron 14, Hamlin 14, blah blah blah. Keselowski, Larson, Chastain, Bell, Martin Truex Jr. 22-1.
Yeah, I love it.
You don't have to say you like him. We know you like him. You're wearing a Truex hat. I mean, we can see it.
Okay, so you're gonna say he's never won on this type of track, blah blah blah, but he's gonna win on one eventually, right? Like he's got to win on one. No?
I've seen a lot of guys in Vegas like you walking away from the roulette table going, it just had to hit red. It just had to. I can't believe it didn't. Broke walking to the bar.
It's like me trying to win a GGT.
Yeah, listen.
Everybody's got to win one.
Yeah,
except for Chopper.
I actually, listen, I mean, you got to put a shekel on him because it's Truex, but no, I don't. No, he doesn't have to win. He's already won twice this year. No, I don't buy it. Wrong make of car.
Well, I'll give you that. That's true.
Already this week.
If you bet on anything, bet them long shots. This is a super speedway race. We got our teeth kicked in at Daytona. Not only because we missed Ricky Stenhouse, but it was just hard to do. Talladega, on your little sheet, didn't you like tiptoe in at Talladega? Didn't you go a little smaller or a different strategy at Talladega?
Got the winner at Talladega and lost about everything else. So
my point is, listen, man, this is a hard one to predict. I like matchups. I don't love winners because, I mean, so this is what the book looks like. The favorites are longer odds. Instead of 5 or 6 to 1, they're 10 to 1s.
Yep.
But the long shots are shorter odds, right? Like the long shots are, let's say Almirola. We'll call him a reasonable long shot. He's only 30 to 1. There's no 50s or 60s or, you know what I mean? I think Haley at 45 to 1 is interesting to me. I think Briscoe at 45 to 1 is interesting to me. Hill, I know it's kind of an RCR entry, but they got to have pit issues. I don't like him. Gilliland, Gregson, no. Gregson, I mean, he may hit the turn 6 barrier in Chicago all the way from Atlanta. Custer, Burton, Ty Dillon, Yaley. I mean, come on, none of that even. How about Austin Dillon at 40 to 1? Professor, let's talk long shots. Forget the favorites. You said you could cover the top 10. We're going to get more into the matchups. Let's talk at the bottom. McLeod, no. Yaley, no. Ty Dillon, 300 to 1. I haven't seen it. Burton, 80 to 1.
Nah, I just don't think he's aggressive enough here.
Well, Gilliland's plus 300 for a top 10. Just put a little. Don't go dark green on that one. Put a little light green on that one, Trav. We're going to go top 10.
What about McDowell?
40 to 1 for McDowell. I actually thought. So I'm with Chop here. I like McDowell and Dillon at 40 to 1. LaJoie's having a monster year, and I'm going to say you need to put something on him just because if you missed Ricky Stenhouse's win and you missed LaJoie's win, when every stat says this is where he's going to get his first win, that's just silliness.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he's going to win, but we learned our lesson at Daytona, right? We don't want to get a black eye. I mean, you got to.
His stats at Atlanta are the best of just about anybody. You can argue on the new Atlanta. Top 5 and 2 of the 3.
Yeah, I love that. So I think LaJoie. Yep. All right, we like that. Let's kill the winner bets, though. Let's move on to top 10s because top 10s.
Let me just say something. Well, I'll save it for my.
Fire away.
This is Blaney's week.
Boy, oh boy.
Yep, you watch.
You know what Chops learned? This is the beauty of TV. You can just throw predictions out there, be wrong. It doesn't matter. You come back the next week. That's why I love my job. Are they going to pit here? They absolutely will. Looks like they stayed out. Let's go back to the green. Like, it's the best thing in the world.
You know what? I can't do that. Mine are posted every week. Here
I don't
they
think
are.
I don't think Blaney is a bad pick at all. Let's scroll all the way back up to the top. Let's talk the big names. I think
Or Logano.
Elliott to get into the playoffs. Let's just talk storylines, right? Kyle Busch is having a monster year. Chase Elliott needs a win. Ryan Blaney, I agree with you. He's driving a Ford, which I like. Logano won here in the spring. Keselowski, first win as an owner. That's what's going to happen this. I'm telling you, the sports of momentum. We've seen it before. We come off Chicago, best ratings known to man for the street course. Everybody loved it. Back it up with a Keselowski win in his own equipment. I mean, that, in my opinion, that's the type of action we're going to get at Atlanta. Because Brad's dang good race car driver and a good drafter. I don't think you're wrong on the or I look all the way down at Ty Gibbs, 28-1. Nobody's talking about him, you know.
Yep, or Cindric.
I love Cindric. I said that before we started taping. I kept that to myself. DraftKings matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start at the top. James Hamlin against the Chops pick, Ryan Blaney. You're for sure taking Blaney over Hamlin then, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Emphatically. Professor, let me hear some numbers. Blaney, Hamlin.
Yeah, Toyota hasn't won in this car on a drafting track, and Blaney is just lights out good lately. Top 10 in the last 4 drafting races. He's got 3 drafting wins, and he's all green on the head-to-head tool against Hamlin.
He could have just started with the last thing. All green on the head-to-head tool. Gibbs and Truex, we're not going to get a fair assessment from the professor because he is emotionally attached to one of those drivers.
I'm taking Ty Gibbs there.
Really, at even money?
Yep. The kid is due.
My emotion's kind of attached with you.
Yeah. That's part of it.
I hate to say it, but the next one, Chastain and Larson, it's Chastain. Chastain's Atlanta numbers specifically are monster.
Let's hear those, Professor.
So Chastain he's finished second in both races there last year. He wrecked while going for the lead there this year. I don't think we need to talk about any more than that. And Larson's
Larson is bad, like
bad.
Larson, and I'm not even going to blame Larson. Larson is like the guy, if you see him on the interstate, you either speed up or slow down. Because wherever he is where the wreck happens. Like you're like, don't ride next to him, whatever you do. Ooh, could this be Harvick's week that nobody's going to pick him? 28-1.
There you go. That's a flyer.
That's a flyer. Okay, you got my interest. I knew we'd come back there somehow. All right, let me have Harvick versus Bowman.
I actually like Bowman over Harvick when it comes to drafting tracks and the head-to-head tool. And then, and you remember, he was great at the old Atlanta. Like, this is not the old Atlanta anymore. His best finish on the new Atlanta is 12th.